Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm going to give a few minutes here for people to start rolling in. I will be doing a sound check for anybody that does get on. I'm going to kind of watch for that and let me know. Cami, let me know if you can hear me, and then you can also hear the music. If you could just give me a like or a thumbs up or something, just let me know that you guys can in fact hear the music. Right now, while we're kind of letting people start to roll in, just go ahead and check your area, making sure that you have just a little bit of space to move around. Having your chair handy, we won't be using it here at the beginning, but just having that handy, having your weights handy, possibly the pillow for the chair. If we do some chair squatting, we'll kind of see how this plays out time-wise. When we do slower work, I kind of forget that because we're going slow, sometimes we can't get all of the planned exercises in, so we're just going to see how this plays out. And if you are feeling comfortable with your space, if you will just go ahead and get yourself into just a really slow march in place. So just kind of barely picking up your feet, kind of allowing the music to relax you. And as we start to just get here and be present in our time together, just wanting everyone to be very mindful of what they're bringing into this time together. Do you feel tension? Are you thinking about the day ahead? Kind of where you're at in your head, and choosing to kind of let all of that go and to be fully present with what we're going to be doing here together today. Everything that we're going to do today, like I mentioned, is going to be slow, and it's going to be all of us really being mindful of what's happening in the body, the different sensations, the muscles that are contracting, how that feels, feeling the difference when we make a movement and how the muscles change accordingly and so forth. So it's just building a solid relationship with the mechanics of the body, but building strength in that process, because we do some different hold positions that allow the muscles to have to hold you, and that holding position builds strength. So we're going to start with shoes on, and then partway through I am going to ask if anybody feels safe that they can take their shoes off to do some of the balance work, because that does allow for deeper work in the feet and the ankles. However, if that doesn't feel safe for you, please don't do that. I know some people have issues in their arches, they wear supports and things like that. So again, it is your workout, and it is always the safety and what your body needs today. Not comparing to what we were yesterday, and not striving to be something great tomorrow. Where we are here today, now, in our bodies. So, we're going to slow down that march in place, if you want to call it, and really just letting the upper body fully relax. The arms are just hanging, and you're just feeling that gentle movement in the hips. We're not making the hips move, we're just noticing that as we pick up the feet and we bend the leg, that the hips just automatically move. So we're just being mindful of what's happening in the body, feeling the rotation in the hips, feeling the legs, feeling the feet as they touch the floor, and just starting to slow down a little bit. And then noticing now, with the arms being nice and relaxed, noticing how the body sways in a way that the opposite arm moves forward when the opposite leg moves forward. So noticing how there's this opposite movement that's happening just naturally. We're not forcing the arms to move, we're just naturally in this gait of walking. So just allowing that. And now just kind of make it a little bit more intentional with the arms, so that you see, as you lift your legs a little bit more and you move the arms, that we're working this opposite leg to opposite arm. And so just be present with that. Our bodies are designed to work this way, and what we're going to be doing a lot of together in all our workouts is working the cross-section muscles of our body. So opposite shoulder to opposite hip of the body, and that's what builds really solid core strength and balance in our bodies. So just let yourself be a little more intentional here. Now let's go ahead and pick up those knees a little bit more. And now noticing, if we start to slow that down, pay attention to the muscles of your core, of your belly. When you go to lift that knee, start to recognize that your belly is actually allowing your knee to come forward as well as the opposite arm to come forward. So we're focusing on the muscles through the midsection. And as we slow down, noticing how the balancing leg, the one that's on the ground, has to really work to keep us in that upright, slow position. So noticing the muscles in the feet, the lower leg, and we're just going really slow and methodical here. Taking that a little bit wider, not overly wide, we're just still about hip width apart. So now we're going to really slow down. So just be mindful that we're going to slow lift. Opposite leg, opposite arm. Keeping that core nice and tight. Staying grounded in the breath. Now we're going to breathe together and go really slow. So we're going to go lift. And lift. Just staying really mindful of your breath. Let's inhale on the down, exhale. Okay, now slow inhale. Exhale, down, inhale up. And down. Inhale up. And down. One more. We're going to get into a solid hold now, so we're going to go ahead and take that right leg. So get ready to take the right leg to the left arm. We're going to hold together really slow, lifting that right leg, lifting the left arm slow, trying to balance on that left leg. You're going to be here for just a bit. Focusing on your breath. Okay, now we're going to take that left hand to the right knee and then drop that right leg down to a tap. Left hand, right knee, lift and down. Lift, nice and slow. If you start to lose balance, you can always take a break. Lift, feel how your belly is allowing this move. One more, slow as can be, right here, slow, slow, lift, slow, we're still not there yet, slow, slow, down, and release. Should be getting a little bit warm through our midsection now. So we're going to take that to the left side, left leg coming up, right hand. Okay, here we go. So we're going to plant that right leg. We're going to take our left leg to a, sorry, like I said, it's a little awkward for me still. Left leg lift to a right arm lower. So you're going to lift that left leg slow. Let's go a hold here for a bit. Forgot to do the hold. So we're going to be in a hold. We're not going to do our lift. We're going to just get in this position. We're working the small muscles in the right leg. Feeling the feet of the right foot really working to hold us in that balanced position. Keeping that core nice and upright. Feeling how this isometric hold of this position is working our core muscles. Okay, now we're going to go to that drop down. So the right hand to the left knee, we tap it, and then we drop that left knee, tap down. Tap, knee, tap, toe down. Tap, knee, really keeping that belly nice and firm. Chest is lifted. Okay, last one, really slow, slow, slow. We're still coming up. Slow. Breathing through it. Mindful if you're holding your breath, really breathing. Dropping down. down, down, and now just kind of release the hips. So when we're doing some of this work, we can have the stabilizing muscles of the standing leg get a little tight, and it can kind of pull into the low back. So just allow yourself to kind of go hip side to side, releasing through that. Okay, we're going to take ourselves into a sumo squat. So that is a wide squat position. So you want to find a little space. I have the dog here, you guys can see. Okay. So you're going to walk your feet out to what feels safe for your body, being in a little bit of we're going to be in a little bit of a hold, so you don't want to go too wide. We want to take our toes outward and allowing our knees to track in the same direction as the toes. But as we drop down into just this little bit of a sumo squat, we want to make sure that our knees are not passing out over the toes. You're hopefully not going super deep, because we're going to need to hold this for a bit, and your inner thighs will be uncomfortable if you're too deep. So find a position where you're in an opening of your hips and you feel a little bit of a stretch through your inner thighs. Mindful that your kneecaps, that you don't feel pressure at the knees. If you do, go ahead and come up a little bit. Don't go so deep, and maybe don't go so wide. And we're just going to be here for a bit, letting our body kind of feel the position. Feel your feet into the ground. Feel the opening through the inner thighs. Breathing through any tension that's in the lower back or in the inner thighs. If you do feel some excess tension in your low back, it might be overly arched, so you might want to tilt your pelvis just a little bit and see if that relieves a little bit of that pressure in your low back. So we're going to work the upper body, warm that up a little bit, working the upper back muscles. So just be mindful of all the sensations. I'm going to talk us through it. It's going to go very slow. And as I'm sort of feeling different sensations in my body, I'll be talking to you as well about that, what you should be kind of watching for, so that we're connected with what's happening in the body. So we're going to slowly take the arms up, and when we're lifting our arms straight up forward, already feeling how your belly is allowing for that forward reach, the weight of the arms. So your belly should be on, really relaxing through the body while we're in this position. We're going to bring those elbows back in a straight position, squeezing the middle of the back. So we're opening up through the middle of the back, being really mindful of the shoulder blades and the muscles in the middle of the back. Now we're going to go into that goal pose. So you're going to go ahead and rotate up. Now really feeling the muscles behind the shoulder blades. How this position is pulling the shoulder blades down onto the body. Just being here for just a bit. You might start to feel a little bit of a shake in your legs. That's actually a good thing. Muscles are working. We're rotating the arms back down, back forward, all the way down to front, and then slowly pressing ourselves up. Ooh. So I started to feel that. I started to get a little bit of shake in the body. That's what we want. We want the bodies to, Lori and I's favorite word, vesiculate. To let the muscles are basically on, they're firing, they're working. That's what we want. So again, we're going to take ourselves one more time. We're going to drop down nice and slow and controlled into a hold. And we're going to take those arms forward. And just being mindful that we're not ending up here, that we're really relaxed through the shoulders at the top. And we're lifting from the shoulders in the back. And now we're going to take those arms open. So elbows are out to the side. Kind of you'll feel that your shoulder blades are squeezing together in the middle of the back. Feeling into that, feeling any tension. Breathing into the tension. Being mindful of your breath in this position. We're going to stay here for just a bit to speak about breath. When we're concentrating, we tend to hold our breath. So you're trying to do these different movements and listen to me. Being mindful of your breath is very important. We're going to rotate up. So we're in that goal pose position. We now feel the shoulder blades flush on the back. If this is too high for you and you're feeling discomfort, you can always come down. Again, just listening to the body. We're going to rotate back down. Slowly forward. Legs. Kind of checking in there. Do you feel that little bit of shake? Do you feel the work? Feel the connection of your feet to the ground? press into the feet as we press up slowly. Slowly, slowly, and release. Ooh. So just slow march in place, kind of letting the muscles loosen up. I don't know if you guys felt that, but I sure felt that in my legs. So, okay. So hopefully you're starting to feel your body working now. So I want all of us to do a heart rate check in our bodies, not on a Fitbit, not on a pulse check. How does your body feel right now? How does your heart feel? Do you feel your heart beating? Do you feel how your heart had to escalate beat in order to pump blood to the muscles that were just working, and just feeling into what's happening in your body? All right, we're going to go ahead and take our chair. Having it near you, it's more for balance, for anybody that is not wanting to do balance without having something to hold on to. And if you do have your small hand weights or your small water bottle, now would be the time to grab, you can just grab both of them, and we're going to put them on the chair. So go ahead and grab your weights and have them in the seat of your chair, and then having your chair there beside you. It's more for balance. My dog's head is right by my foot, and I don't know why I think this is going to end up badly. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to do again a little bit of core training through an unstable stance, I guess is the best way to call it. So what we're doing is we're putting the body into a position where it's kind of in an unstable hold. So like here I am, I've got my left leg forward, so follow my lead here. Left leg forward, my right leg is back a little bit. I'm on my toe, my right toe, if that feels safe for you. Slightest bend in the left leg. And kind of opening up through that flexor a little bit here if you can, if that feels safe for your body. So when we're in this uneven position, our core is already having to work to hold us in this uneven position. So we're already turning the muscles on in the belly and in the back to hold us in this position. We want to keep our hips forward. And what we're going to do is first, just so you can get a feel for what this is without weight, and if you decide to do it without weight, you're going to go slowly, lifting those arms forward and noticing, do you feel how your core muscles have turned on in order to hold your arms here? And as your core gets stronger, your actual abdominal muscles get stronger, you'll start to feel these moves a lot more. So in the beginning, just do them. I guarantee your core is working. If you don't feel it, it doesn't mean it's not working. As you get stronger, you will feel it. So this is the position we're in without weight. If you want to add weight, this is the time to do it. So just go to your chair and grab your weight. You're going to hold your weight or your water bottle on the outside. We're going to be working the shoulder muscles a little bit here. So we're going to lift just like we did, very slowly, and you should really feel your belly go on. Your arms are straight, but you're not locked out. So just allowing for a softening of the elbows, but just going straight and lift. Feeling the belly, feeling the shoulders. Hold here for just a bit. Feel the muscles in your legs, in your feet that are keeping you in this position. Dropping down nice and slow. Breathing. Really mindful of all the muscles that are working, being fully connected to what's here. We're going to go ahead and pull slowly up. Focusing on breath. Hold here for a bit. Working the shoulder muscles. Mindful of any discomfort, always dropping the weight if needed. Don't actually drop the weight, just put that aside. And then go ahead and come back into a center stance. Just march it out, sway the hips. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you have your chair and you're wanting to have that handy for balance, you may want to switch the side of the chair. You just want to make sure that the chair feels like it's in a good position, that should you need to catch balance, that you can do that. If I move it, I'm going to crush the dog, so I'm just going to leave it where it was. So now I'm going to put my right leg forward, my left leg back. I don't know if I dictated a leg on the last one. If I did not, choose the opposite leg now, please. And again, if you have the weight, so we want to make sure our hips, I just noticed that my hips are sideways. We want to roll those hips forward, really relaxing through the upper body. We're up on the back toe, And we're not too deep here in the front. We don't want a whole lot of pressure on the knee. So we're just gonna lift, nice and slow, breathing through it, feeling the belly engage to have this weight in front. Feeling the muscles in the upper back and the shoulders holding this weight. Feeling your hands holding this weight. Dropping down slowly. Feel the muscles in the arms and the shoulders. And again, up. Breathing through it, feeling the core muscles, abdominal muscles, hips. You might feel a little bit in your back, the back muscles, upper back. Low back is holding you in this position. Again, if there's any discomfort, come out at any time. This is where we actually learn to listen to our body and we follow the guidance of our body. Slowly down and coming out. So you should really feel this now through your hips, a little bit of warmth possibly through the belly. Like I said, that kind of comes over time. So if it feels safe for you to pop your shoes off, now would be the time to do that. I'm going to go ahead and take mine off. And the reason I like to do a little bit of shoe work and then non-shoe work for people that feel comfortable taking the shoes off is you're going to feel the difference in balance work. You're going to notice how the stability of your shoe is one way of balance and how your body reacts to balance. And when you're barefoot, you're going to be using the smaller muscles in your feet and your ankles that you didn't feel before. So it gets you, again, just grounded in what's happening in your body right now. We're going to do a little balance work for those that have weights. Go ahead and grab your weights or your water bottle. And we're going to plant our left foot. And we're going to go soft toe on the right. And we're going to do a little bit of bicep work, but it's going to be very slow and controlled. So we want to soften the left knee. And we want to really ground that left foot, kind of finding those toes and the ball of your foot and finding a position for your foot that feels safe, comfortable. And then if you feel comfortable taking it up to the next level, you're going to actually bring your right leg up just a little bit just to get you balanced. We don't want to be too high with that leg or your hip flexor will get too tired. And then we're just going to slowly go into a bicep curl. So you're going to go ahead and have your palms to the ceiling. You're holding the weights and you're pulling the weights up, but literally sloth pace. Feeling the connection of the bicep from the shoulder to the elbow. Feeling your hand grip on the weights. We don't want to over grip, but we do want to have a good, decent grip because we're working the forearm and the hands and the wrists. And then that balancing leg. Do you feel that balancing leg doing the work there as well? We're going to do one more up. Here we go, and lift. Slow and controlled. Noticing the shoulder girdle, the muscles in your shoulders and the upper back that are holding the weight, that are helping the arms to stabilize through this exercise. So feeling into your shoulders and down. Go ahead and roll the ankle on the left. Kind of open and close the toes, especially if you're on bare feet. You want to really make sure you don't get cramped feet. So now same thing on the right side. Now we're going to go to a hammer curl. So you're going to have your palms towards your body and we're going to pull the weights up, still working on the biceps. Feeling that right foot firmly planted. Left toe is down, relaxing through the upper body and mindful of the breath. And then if it feels safe for you, you're going to take that knee up just a little bit, just so that we're fully balanced on the right leg. And you're going to slowly pull in. So keeping those elbows towards the side, bringing the bicep into full contraction, all the way to the top, and then dropping down. And as you drop down, really feel the muscle engage right in that upper arm. Feel the attachment at the shoulder, at the elbow. Feel your hands gripping the weight, working the forearms. One more up. Now let's focus on the shoulders. Noticing the stabilizing muscles of the shoulders and the upper mid-back. And then down nice and slow. Feeling the work. Feeling the balance of the right leg, the muscles in the low leg and the hip, everything keeping us balanced, and weights are down. Whew. All right. Our chair is going to be to the side. So we're going to do a little bit of slow kind of movement work that's going to incorporate the triceps, but we're not going to have weights for this because there is going to be some kind of free-flowing movement. When you're doing, especially triceps, when you're doing that upper body work, when you take a muscle and you contract it, so the muscle that we're focusing on is back here, you don't necessarily have to have weights to work a muscle. You can contract that muscle and hold that muscle, and that isometric contraction works that muscle, it makes it stronger. So that's what we're going to be doing with the movement now. And what we're going to be doing is basically, let me show you the move. If you guys can just kind of do a slow march in place, just keeping your body moving, noticing the hips, and just being mindful of where you are. What you're going to do is you're going to lift to a knee up slowly, and then you're going to come back to a tricep contraction. So I'm going to show you again. You're going to step forward, you're going to lift slowly, and then you're going to step back behind you to tap back to a contraction. And so here's the contraction. Let me try that sideways. So you step forward to a lift, you step back, tap back to a contraction. So I'm going to kind of talk you through it, but it's nice and controlled, and that contraction is just really reaching behind you to feel the muscles in the arms. This forward motion is our belly. So we're going to start with that left leg, step out to a right leg lift, and I'll talk you through it. All right, here we go. So we're going to step left, lift right. Slow movement with the arms forward. Step the right leg down, hands are down. Left leg now picks up to go behind you to pressing the arms back to a contraction. And again, step forward left, lift right, arms. Focusing on your belly here. Drop down, step, left leg taps behind you, contraction. Triceps, push those arms back behind you, really feel the arms. One more time, step left, forward with the leg. Step right leg down, arms are down. Step down with the right, tap back with the left, press back with the arms. Do the same thing on the other side. So here we go, shake out those arms a little bit. You're going to step right foot forward, lifting the arms to a left knee lift. You're going to step the left leg down. You're going to tap the right leg behind you, and you're going to press the arms back. So again, step forward with the right leg, lift, left, step down left, tap back right. Step forward right, lift left, arms forward, step down, step that right leg back, tap, and press the arms. Perfect. Whew. Let's see what you're doing. We'll time check, okay? All right, so last thing we're going to do is a little bit of calf and hamstring work. So we've done a little bit of the upper body, we've done some core strengthening. You'll have your chair handy for this if needed. So the back of it's for balance. So we're going to be planting our left leg down, and we're going to be working the calf on the left leg, the hamstring on the right leg, and I'll be talking you through it. So just always when we're kind of learning the different moves and I'm talking it out with you, if you could just kind of just keep the body just flowing, just keep it moving, feeling into the sensations in the body. All right, we're going to plant that left foot down, softening that left knee a little bit. You're going to have your right knee down, and we're going to work the back of the hamstring here. So we're wanting to feel the sensations from the glutes, the butt muscles, into the back of the thigh, behind the knee as we pull in. And your left leg is going to be doing some balance work. So if you want to be holding on, you can, or you can just be, I like to start holding on sometimes and then release once I feel safe in that. So I'm going to go ahead and take that right knee down towards my left knee. I'm going to squeeze with a flexed foot the muscle in the back of the right leg, and then I'm going to tap it down. I'm going to squeeze and tap. So squeeze and flex. So squeeze, really feel the back of the leg. Down, squeeze. On this last one here, I want you to squeeze up, flex and squeeze. We're going to hold. Feel the muscle in the back of the leg. Feel how it connects to the butt muscle. Now I want you to point your toe, but keep your leg in this position. Now point. Do you feel the difference? Do you feel how there's possibly an engagement of the front of the leg? Just feeling what's happening in your body. Now flex again. Feel the difference. Feel the difference in your calf muscle, in your ankle, just everything that's happening in your leg as we point and flex. Keeping that hamstring engaged. And drop down. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You guys can see me not wanting to move the dog. How often do you guys do that? We don't want to move the dog. Oh, he moved. That's great. He knew I needed him to move. All right. So same thing on the other side. So we're going to do our right leg planted, softening the knee, really feeling our feet on the floor. We're going to put that left leg in that bent position. Knee is down by the right knee, so we don't want to be way up here or forward. We want to try and keep ourselves even. And we're going to go ahead and pull that heel towards the butt, and then we're going to tap down. And we're really engaging the hamstring. So feeling the muscle in the back of the thigh. Nice upright stance, keeping the core lifted, the ribs lifted, chest open. Just really feeling the back of the thigh, squeezing that muscle. So now we're going to go into a squeeze hold. So I want you to just squeeze the back of that thigh muscle. Try and feel the connection of your butt muscle to the back of the thigh, to the back of the knee. Really feel the muscle contracting. You're in a flex foot position. Nice upright body. Now I want you to point your toe and feel the difference. And flex. Feel the difference. Just feel all the changes in your body as you make these movements. And point. Still squeezing and contract hold in the back of that thigh. And flex. Perfect. All right, last little bit. My muscles are really tight. I did some hill work yesterday. And I will tell you, one of the best ways to work the back of your body is to walk up hills. Okay, so we're going to do just a little bit of calf work where you're going to lift onto your toes and then drop down. So if you're in bare feet, just being very mindful that when you go into a really high calf lift, when you're really up like this, that sometimes you can get a little bit of a cramp in your feet. So just be aware of that and try not to overly strive, right? We're just going to allow what the body will allow for, not pushing into it. So let's go ahead and come up. Really squeeze into those calf muscles, feel the contraction in the back of the legs, and then drop down nice and slow. So slow. I still haven't even hit the floor yet, so slow. We're going back into our sloth move. Now come up really slow. Lift. Feel the muscles in the back of the calves. Feeling the connection into your hamstrings because those are warm. They may be kicking in a little bit. All the way into our butt muscles. And dropping down, nice and controlled. Again, lift. And we're standing nice and tall, keeping our ribs lifted, really opening up through those calf muscles. Okay, we're going to get into a hold here. So go ahead and get up here and hold. I want you to really feel the muscles in your feet, the muscles in your toes, in your ankles. And again, if this isn't comfortable for you, if there's anything, if you have any issues with your feet or you need to go a little bit lower, that's okay. Just whatever works for your body, no judgment. And then dropping down nice and slow and controlled, slow. Perfect. Perfect. All right, you guys, go ahead and grab your chair. We're going to do a little bit of stretching together. So if you need a small towel or a strap like I've talked about before to do some stretches, please feel free to grab that. I think I might because my hamstrings are very tight today. So I hope everybody's hanging in there and enjoying some of this slow work. I know I'm shaking a little bit, so I'm kind of curious as you're sitting here with me now, let's just be mindful of what's happening in the body. Like I'm noticing that I'm a little shaky, and it's because all my muscles have been worked. We basically covered all the muscles from the neck to the feet. So everything is on, and there's a lot of energy running through them. There's a lot of blood pumping. So really just, let's go ahead and shut our eyes here for just a bit and just be mindful with what's in the body. Feeling the sensations, feeling any of that kind of trembling that the muscles will do if they're a little fatigued, and just breathing into that. Being grateful for what the body can do. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Let's grab the strap. If you can take yourself safely on the edge of your seat. You're going to take your left leg to a 90-degree bend. Your right leg is going to be straight but not locked out. We want to keep that knee soft but straight. We're going to either, you can take yourself down if you have a strap or a towel and you want to help yourself down in that way, feel free, or just bringing your body down. And we're wanting to make sure that we're bending from the hips and not the waist and back. So we want to have a nice relaxed but straight back, and just pulling ourselves forward into a hamstring stretch. And I want us to pump through it a little bit. The hamstrings might be a little tight from what we did, so you're just going to kind of pump forward and back. And what that does is you'll kind of feel how the muscle opens up through the stretch a little bit. Feel the sensations that are happening as you're in this. Do you feel any connections behind the calf and the hips? Just being present with what's here. And then if it feels safe for you to go ahead and just be in a solid hold, just get the body down as safely as you can, feeling the stretch in the back of the leg, and pulling that toe towards your body will allow for a deeper stretch through the calf. And again, with stretching, we always want to be mindful that we're allowing for a stretch and never forcing a stretch. We're really going to let go of striving. Just allow the body to tell you what's best for it. When we spend this time together, this is time for the body. This is where the mind and all of that competitiveness and a comparison comes out. We leave that at the door and we just let the body talk. And then we're going to walk ourselves up nice and slow. If you feel safe with this, you're going to grab behind that right hamstring and you're going to pull that right knee towards your right shoulder. And again, flexibility, no judgment. I've been that person that compared myself in classes to the person that could do the splits and I can't. That's not what we want to do here. We really want to let go of all of that and just whatever your body allows for you to do right now, be grateful for it. And then shifting into a hip stretch. So we're going to cross that right leg over the left. Again, finding a position that feels safe for you slowly. We're going to make sure our sit bones are nice and even. We can either press into that knee, or if we want to go deeper, we can lean forward, and we're going to go now into the right hip. So you're going to really feel an opening through that hip. If it feels really tight for you, mine's really tight, I'm going to do that pulse a little bit. So I'm going to allow the body to go a little slower into a hold. Sometimes if we go into a static hold too quickly, the muscle will fight against that. So if you go to more of a dynamic until you feel a little bit looser and then go into a static hold, just it might allow for a little bit of a more comfortable and deeper stretch. It's really reaching into that left hip, dropping down, same thing on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and take our right leg to that 90-degree bend, our left leg is out straight, keeping the knee soft, using the strap if needed. My hamstrings are tight, so I need that a little bit just to get me down there first. And I'm going to pump into this. So I'm just going to go slowly. And if you're in the pump with me, just feeling how that hamstring starts to release a little bit. Noticing if there's any excess tension and breathing into that. Always mindful of the breath. And if you feel safe to go into that static hold, go ahead and place yourself there, and then pulling that toe towards your body will allow for a deeper stretch. Mindful that the whole back of the leg is stretching now, and just really feeling into the sensations there, breathing into the tension there. again, if it feels safe for you, we're going to take our hands behind that left knee now, and we're going to pull it towards the right shoulder. Really relaxing through the upper body. When we use our upper body for stretching, oftentimes we might be here. Really try to relax through that upper body and just allow for the stretch. Breathing. And then dropping down. We're going to cross that left ankle over the right knee. And again, adjusting sit bones. Anytime you do any hip stretching or work, you always want to make sure that you find your neutral position. We're all just a little bit crooked. It's just the way of our imperfections of our bodies. So again, if you want to stay here, just press your knee down if that's good enough for you, whatever feels right for you. If you would like to go a little deeper, I'm going to kind of pulse into it. My hips tend to run tight, so I'm just going to allow myself to go only as deep as I can comfortably, just sort of opening up through the hips. Breathing through it. And now I'm going to put myself into a bit of a hold. So, perfect. And then just real quick, we're running about 5 minutes over. I knew it'd be a little bit longer because of the slow work. Just to stretch our backs, go ahead and put yourself all the way back in the chair. If you've got hopefully you have a chair that has back support. So if you can, just kind of open up through your chest just a little bit. Just open. Take a nice deep breath there and stretch. Oh, try not to overly arch your back. Again, just listen to your body. And then we're going to roll forward and we're going to stretch down. Oh, just really feel the opening through your upper body, your back. All the way, feel the connections of your neck to your back, to your mid-back, low back, to the top of your glutes, and even into the back of your legs as you're in this bent position. We're going to go ahead and kind of roll up nice and slow. Just kind of rolling those shoulders. And then if you could just sit here with me for a bit. So really relax yourself into the seat. Really feel your feet connected to the floor. Feel your sit bones connected to the chair. Feel yourself nice and lifted, but relaxed. Relaxing through the shoulders. If you feel any tension in the shoulders, allowing every in-breath to bring healing energy into the shoulders, and every out-breath is a letting go. So just being present with your breath. Feeling the breath as it enters through your nostrils. Cool breath of life that enters in, and the warmth of the body warms the air, so we have a warm breath that exits the body. Just feeling into the sensations in the body as we sit here, being fully present with everything that is here, feeling the heartbeat in our chest, rise and fall of the chest, movement through the belly as we breathe, and just feeling into all the sensations, all the way from the head to the hands to the feet, every part of your body being fully present with what's here right now. And in this moment, taking this moment to be so fully and deeply grateful for this body. For all that this body allows us to do. In this moment, fully recognizing that this body is enough. It is a gift. Being fully present with what we have, being grateful for it. And in this moment, in your mind's eye, saying to yourself along with me, I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for my life. thankful that I can share my gift to the world. Just staying fully present, keeping your eyes closed and staying present with the breath. Just going to read a little passage here. If you can, just keep your eyes closed. Both abundance and lack exist simultaneously in our lives as parallel realities. It is always our conscious choice which secret garden we will tend. When we choose not to focus on what is missing from our lives, but are grateful for the abundance that is present, the wasteland of illusion falls away and we experience heaven on earth. So I want to thank everybody that was here to join me live. I do see that some people are watching, and you have no idea how much that warms my heart to know that you're connecting with me in this way, and that we can spend this time just being with our bodies and really focusing on health and wellness during this time. I always like to end with a Jinbit health tip, and I think one of the greatest ways that I'm learning to be more present in my everyday life is a tool that I want to share with you guys to add to your health and wellness toolbox. We often are left-handed or right-handed, so we do things throughout our life, throughout our days, one-sided basically. And what starts to happen is over time you actually become overdeveloped on one side, underdeveloped on the other, and so forth. And there's all kinds of imbalances that can happen in the body. So that's something that we want to be mindful of. But to help us be more present, what I have found is when you are, say, right-handed and you start to try and do things with your left hand, you have to focus. You have to really be mindful of what you're doing because you don't have that muscle memory on that side. You don't have that automatic kind of autopilot thing that you do on the other side because you don't always do it on that side. So say if you're writing something or doing the dishes, that's a big one for me. I always do the dishes with the right, and when I try to do the dishes with the left, it's quite difficult. So what I'm noticing is that the best way we can learn to be more present and also cross-train our bodies so that we don't have to deal with so many imbalances is to start doing things with the opposite side of your body. So if you're brushing your teeth fairly regularly, you're noticing that you do it with your right hand, start brushing your teeth with your left hand. Start washing the dishes with the opposite hand. Start lifting things with the opposite hand. Just being mindful of what you're doing throughout your day and choosing to do what doesn't come natural, that's not automatic. When you do that, it puts you more in the present. It allows you to cross-train your body. It allows you to get slower and more focused because you have to be, because that side of your body is actually weaker and you're uncoordinated. So it really helps us to be more present. So I'm going to ask everybody to really start practicing that, practicing working on the opposite side of what you're usually used to doing. Still wanting everybody to be sure that we're drinking a lot of water. Let's go into this week and make sure that water is literally at the forefront of our minds, and doing our breathing, making sure that we're taking times throughout the day to get that deep breath in, focus on if we're holding our breath when we're tense or stressed or watching that news and getting nervous, just all of that. Just being mindful of breath, water, and let's add this kind of work in the opposite side of the body to help us be more present. I will be checking in throughout the week, throughout the days, just for those Jinbit minutes where I'm going to remind you, water, breath, might have you dance it out with me for 60 seconds, something, just to keep us moving, to let you guys know I'm thinking about you. Have a fantastic day. Thank you again for being here. And one more step towards our lives of thriving, right? We can do this. Stay strong, guys. Bye.